As I think about the history of this place, I realize it was 1966, and the young rehab facility known as West Texas Rehabilitation Center was growing both deep and wide with its many different services to children, as well as its addition of adult therapies in the late 50s. Having enough money to pay the therapists and staff and just the general bills of maintaining a facility were keeping the strap on pretty tight for the rehab. So, Shelley had an idea. Let's start our own foundation and raise enough money to use the interest from it to support the rehab for years and years to come. He knew he was going to need help, and he knew just who he was going to get. The first of them I want to tell you about now, and the second I'll tell you about in our next segment. That first man was named John Matthews, and he told me himself how it happened. He said, "Chuck, one day Shelley came to me and Alan and told us he wanted to start a foundation, and he wanted us to lead the way." I asked him, "So John, what'd you tell him?" John smiled and said, "Well, I didn't know the first thing about starting a foundation, but I just did what we always did when Shelley came to us with his dreams. I got on board." This gentle yet charismatic rancher and oil man from Albany, Texas, would lead that foundation as its president for the first 14 years of its existence and chart the course for helping to keep the rehab strong for patients he would never know. Because he lived to be 101 years old, passing in 2020, John did get to see how the West Texas Rehab Foundation had grown to the point of benefiting the patients of the rehab far beyond his wildest dreams. He was like a proud parent, and he should have been proud, because we wouldn't be where we are without him, and we certainly won't be where we need to go without others, quote, getting on board with us and the Rehab Foundation through so many different ways. There are a multitude of estate planning tools we would love to discuss with you, ones that benefit you, your loved ones, and missions like West Texas Rehab. Give us a call. We're anxious to hear about your dreams too.